नमस्कार, स्वागत है आपका 100 न्यूज़ में। मैं तुलिका पांडे एक बार फिर से आपके सामने हाजिर हूँ। इस वक्त हम गोवो के लॉन्च में आए हुए हैं जो कि डॉल्बी कर रहा है। व्हाट इज़ द होल आइडिया, व्हाट्स द कॉन्सेप्ट बिहाइंड इट?
Thank you so much for having us over here, ma'am. The entire concept behind this is to launch a new product. It's a 2.1.2 Dolby Atmos system. This is the first product made in India for India. So we are very proud to say that we have been able to bring the highest level of sophisticated technologies in the audio space to India for the first time. This particular soundbar comes with a 400 watt power wattage and with a very big thumping bass and a special configuration to aid the front firing speakers to give that 360-degree surround sound effect of Dolby.
How is it different from all the other sound bars that we see that is in the present market?
So currently, if you see the sophisticated technology like Dolby Atmos with the top firing speakers to give the spatial effect, the price ranges are slightly higher, and they're also all imported into India, which brings the prices even higher. So Govo, for the first time with its channel partners like Channel Play and with partnership with Dolby, has been able to produce these technologies in India for the first time, bringing the price points down, and the sound is also tuned in such a way that it's prepared for what the Indian audience likes to consume.
So basically, whenever we talk about Dolby, we have certain expectation. When we talk about its sub brands like Govo and any other partners, how do you think that, and what kind of benchmark are you guys going to set?
So what Dolby helps us is that it helps us elevate the product quality and the technology. So the entire technology is brought in by Dolby. The products undergo extensive testing at Dolby Labs for a rigorous time period. So it helps us bring a better technology product to the customer, and that's how we are playing this market.
आज इंडिया में ऑफिशियली डॉल्बी गोवो लॉन्च कर रहा है. हाउ डू यू सी दिस?
So Dolby has been in India for the last several years. We started our journey on Dolby Atmos almost 11 and a half years back. So Dolby essentially is a technology company, and we work across the ecosystem. Our journey starts with the content creators. We help them mix their songs, films, games, OTT shows in Atmos, and then we work with all the platform companies, whether it's a Sony Live, whether it's a Hotstar, Disney, Netflix, everyone, Hoichoi, Aha, Sun. We work with all of them. And then in terms of music, whether it's a Ghana, Hangama, Wink Music, we work with practically every consumer OTT service or a music DSP, with all the gaming studios to help them deliver their experience in Atmos. Then we work with like-minded partners like Govo and a lot of global brands, which is what the consumer experiences it. Consumer experiences it finally on a hardware, and that's what Govo is. We're so happy to be partnering with so many brands across the globe and in India with Govo to bring the Atmos experience, which is going to be much more affordable going forward. It's the entire ecosystem play of Dolby which makes the difference, so that consumers can experience it in Atmos.
When you just talked about Dolby and also the pocket friendly thing, it's high on budget. But when you talk about Govo, how is it? Will it be like user friendly and pocket friendly?
So it's not one type of consumer, and everybody has their own personal choices. It's not about just being pocket friendly. For somebody, it could be any brand could be pocket friendly, but the idea here is to work with like-minded people who love the technology, so that they can deliver the best experience to the end consumer, because now the content is getting created in Atmos. All the DSPs, which is the music streaming services, or the OTT services, have Atmos playback. Now it's on the onus is, and partnerships like Govo bring it to the end consumer, which is much more affordable. And that's fantastic.
As you just talked about Dolby, we have seen it everywhere, and you just mentioned also all the places that we see. When we talk about the launch of Govo, where do you want it to expand actually?
See, I think Govo will be able to answer that question better, but Dolby is, we say, ghar ghar mein Dolby.
Yet, the powerful, strong promise that comes with the manufacturing partners like Channel Play. Well, the best part of putting this product together as a journey entirely is that it is totally made in India. So once again, thanks to a manufacturing partner, Channel Play, who were able to turn this dream product into reality and even went beyond our expectations about that. So with that being said, with this event today, ladies and gentlemen, please be ready to redefine the way you, I, and this entire world experience sound. But before we go ahead and dive deep into the heart of this event, I think we should definitely take some time out, look back how far we have come. How revolutionary the evolution of sound products, equipment and sound technology has been through and through over the years. And to do the honors, we have assembled here the great panel of all the experts across the industry who will be joining us, who have come together today to shed light on this thrilling journey and to also share what all we have in future when it comes to sound products and sound equipment and sound technologies precisely. So yes, I hope we are all set to welcome the great panel of our experts, which will be moderated for a free-flowing discussion by none other than the industry stalwart, Mr. Tarun Pathak from Counterpoint. So please put your hands together as I take the pleasure of welcoming our moderator. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I think it's going to be a great event. So let me invite first on the stage. So if you look at today, what we have here is a mix of very interesting participation from the OEM and someone from the value chain technology partner and then a manufacturing partner. So let me invite first Karan Grover from Dolby on the stage, and then we have Sandeep Kolani from Channel Play and Mr. Varun Kodar from Govo. Thank you. Very good morning, and I must say, like, all of you are looking great. I'm the problem over here. But cool. Thank you so much for this, and let me set the context here by giving some of the stats from the study what we do at Counterpoint. And we have a very interesting panel of consumers that we evaluate every quarter. What are the trends happening in the audio music industry? And a very interesting stat we picked up is the households that have soundbars or smart speakers, they tend to listen music 20% more than the normal listeners. Which is very interesting because once you are used to some kind of immersive audio experiences which are now moving from a 1D to 2D to 3D content, things are changing a lot for the consumers. So Karan, let me start this with you. Since you've been with Dolby and you have experienced these things firsthand, right? How have you seen these consumer experiences changing over let's say pre-pandemic to now, and what role Dolby is playing in bringing the artists closer to the fans in that sense? Anything you would like to share?
So thank you, Tarun, for setting the context. Let me try and answer the second half of your question first, which is Dolby. Dolby, as a company, we are an ecosystem play. What it means is we first start with the content creators, whether it's a music composer, director, or a gaming house, or it's a singer-songwriter. We work with them so that they can mix their songs, sound, films, gaming, whatever the form of entertainment is. First, it has to be mixed in Atmos. And then we work with what we call as the platform companies, whether it's a Netflix, whether it's an Amazon, whether it's a Sony Live, Joy, Sun, across what we call as audiovisual OTTs. Then we work with all the music DSPs, which is Hangama, Ghana, Wink, enabling their platforms for an Atmos playback. So all that I'm saying is, looks very simple. Okay, there is content creation, there is a platform company, and then there is a consumer touch point, which could be a mobile, which could be cinema, which could be television, and we're going to be talking about soundbars here.
which is the pinnacle of what the experience can be heard and delivered. But we also started working with all the car companies. All this sounds very simple. There is creation, there is playback, and then there is the consumer end touch point. But there is years of hard work that goes behind it. Dolby Atmos as a journey started 12 years back. And first it came to cinema. From cinema to living room to mobile and now to cars. How we work? It's not easy. Because what the creators want is to create a fan base for themselves so that the way they intend how their art form has to be experienced, the challenge for us is to bring it across consumer touchpoints. So what we do at Dolby is what you hear in cinema or what you're going to be hearing on the Govo soundbar or what you hear on the mobile and what a few months later you'll be hearing in cars. The experience has to be absolutely similar. That's the beauty of Atmos. And I'm so happy to be partnering with Govo and Channel Play to bring this experience. And I would urge every one of you not to leave this venue without experiencing it on the Govo soundbar down below. Does that answer my question? And sets a context for you.
Cool. So I think a couple of points you mentioned are very interesting. One, you work with a variety of the hardware manufacturers, right? And the other thing is this journey what Dolby has seen over the past 12 years. I think a couple of them have started reflecting in some of these consumer research reports as well. Now almost like 4 in 5 people are aware of Dolby Atmos with a satisfaction rate of almost like 9 in 10. So that's a big thing, right, for the brand. But coming back to your point on the hardware, and I think I'll take this point to Sandeep now, when you work closely with the hardware manufacturers, right? So Sandeep, my question to you is, when you look at these trends, right, what Karan has just mentioned, those have been evolving over a period of time. How does it shape your manufacturing and design decisions? Like, and you decide, okay, let us go and partner with someone like Dolby, right? Is this like something backed by certain trends you have seen in the past couple of years, maybe pre-pandemic, post-pandemic? All these audiovisual experiences from the consumers have changed big time. So I would like to hear from the manufacturing perspective, how do you guys take this experience in terms of the product development?
Yeah, I think that we live in the golden age of content. Connectivity is cheap. Everyone has access to high-speed connectivity. Streaming services are ubiquitous and cheap. For 99 rupees a month, you can get high-def, high-quality audio content. Televisions are getting cheaper and cheaper. You can get a large screen at a relatively low price, cheaper than smartphones. But the one piece that I've seen missing in this golden age of content is that great audio experiences are not widely available and not in reach for most people. So a startling statistic is last year 20 million televisions were sold in India, and most televisions sold now are LCD screen LEDs, like flat screen televisions 32 inches and higher, right? The number of soundbars sold in India was less than 1 million, which means that 90% of this market, 95% of this market is not enjoying the true audio experience that is available. Another startling statistic is that a 42-inch base television is now available for 18 to 20,000 rupees. A great soundbar like a Dolby Atmos soundbar is not even available at that price point. Right? So I felt that there is an opportunity for us to disrupt this space, for us to create a mass product which can drive adoption, which for 20 million TVs can sell 10 million soundbars. And I think we are at the beginning of that journey with the first product that we're launching.
And something on your Make in India initiative, I think that is where things start changing a bit, because you will start having more relevant partnerships in a country like India. So any plans on that, or going to scale it forward?
Yeah, so we've started this product as a made in India product. There are inputs that come from various countries, but the reality is that we can't achieve this scale that I just talked about unless we have a market responsive and market competitive product. And that cannot be done if somebody else is making product decisions somewhere else and they're shipping their product to India. So it has to be a Make in India product, both from a design and technology perspective and also from a cost perspective. So we are already a significant amount of localization has happened, and with more silicon work happening in India, I see the future as being 100% localized product, where even the silicon, the chips, the PCBs, everything is made in India for this product in the near future.
And that is interesting because you mentioned about the attach rate, right, of the smart speaker is not that high in a market like India. Although we are still the number 2 in terms of obviously the sheer amount of size India has in APAC region, but the kind of growth we have seen is not there from the smart speaker segment. And this is interesting because this is a time when everyone is now buying earphones and they are attached, they are actually more proximity in terms of a good audio when it comes to on the move and everything.
Yeah.
But when it comes to home entertainment, things are not really taking place. But that's something that needs to be changed, right? So I think that brings me to this question of how, as a brand, you are going to change this space, right, by bringing in products that are more relevant to the consumer. So is it like decision being influenced by some of these trends that consumers are seeing in terms of audio? Anything you guys are picking up from that perspective?
Govo we launched 2 years back. It's a 2-year brand in India. FY24 we closed at around 100 crores, and we aspire to be a 1,000 crore company in the next 4 years. This was led in the past for us, and also is going to be led in the future for us by understanding customer preferences. So, like Sandeep just mentioned, that the market for television sets in India is far greater than soundbars. But interestingly, soundbar markets are growing at a far faster rate than television sets. And we see this trend going ahead as well. So the adoption of soundbars in India is coming. People are appreciating these products. They experience these products in their friend's house or relative's house, and that's really driving adoption. Along with that, what's also interestingly happening is that we're seeing this space premiumizing. So households have gone from no soundbars to putting a basic 2.0 soundbar, then upgrading to a 2.1, or going for a surround sound effect like a 5.1, and then ultimately going towards the Dolby and the Dolby Atmos systems. So customer preferences, we are clearly seeing a faster rate of adoption and also a trend for premiumization in India. And that's largely driving our pursuit. So we are just following where the customers are going. So if the customers are looking for more premium products, that's where Govo needs to position itself.
Interesting that you mentioned about the word premiumization, and that is something we are seeing across. Like it's happening in smartphones, it is happening across other consumer durables as well. So do you see consumers moving up the price levels for experiencing these products, or do you see a diffusion of technology towards the lower price tier happening in this space, smart speakers? So what's your take on it?
So over here, I think both is happening. Like Sandeep, you also mentioned that the products which were present in the market or designed from somewhere else are higher priced in India. So making in India is definitely bringing the cost down. It's making these products more affordable. Bringing Dolby Atmos products at a lower price point is going to drive adoptability in a much faster way. But at the same time, we are also seeing consumers searching for Dolby products. They're searching for Atmos products, which shows that they want to premiumize and want a higher end system in their house. Just like in television, they move from a 32-inch to a 40 and now 50. They're looking for more premium products to enhance the sound experience and the watching experience.
Yeah, very true. And I think this is one important step in the overall consumer audio journey we have seen. And a lot of time we do this interaction with the consumers, and they say when we listen to music at our home, we call it as happy listening. We are more happy than if we are not listening music or some other thing. So that there is a greater impact on the consumer's choice decisions that are happening, and that a lot of R&D is happening in this space as well. So Sandeep, would like to know more on that, like what kind of R&D decisions, or if you look at partnership with Dolby here, what kind of R&D we are seeing in this space category predominantly happening, like let's say 1 year, 2 year down the line, and that will make it more like a mass market device going forward.
I just want to talk a little bit about the premiumization point. I come from a small village in Rajasthan, and I remember that 20 years or so back, between my school and my college, when I went to the village, I had gone to a cousin's friend's place, and they were watching TV on a 4.1 multimedia system, where the 4 speakers were placed inside mud keys to give it more bass, right? And now, people from that village, now that they know I am in the audio thing, like they have been asking that when I make Dolby products, I should send some to them, right? So I think what's happening on premiumization is that it's not just a story of charging people more for the same thing or selling the same people the same product but at a higher price range. You know, it is making them see the value in a higher technology by making it slightly more expensive than what they would be used to, but a much better value than what like the studio premium products charge. On innovation, we see that there are 2 or 3 points on which innovation is required in the audio space. The first one obviously is sound quality, that from a smaller and smaller package at a lower and lower price point, you have to produce better and better sound. So that is a key focus of our R&D. We work closely with Dolby. We get a lot of input from our customers with Govo. The second point of innovation is that convergence needs to happen in this space as well, right? Indian customers don't want and don't have space for too many devices on their shelf. Right now, there are multiple audio speakers that are required. There's obviously a television, there's a set-top box, there's a wireless router. So there are convergence plans that we are working on, which will be seen in products that come up. And lastly, the innovation that is required is that it is a product of conspicuous conversion. When people come to your house, they go to your living room, and this is now a high-profile product that has center stage in the living room. So the visual appeal of the product is also important. So there are things that are happening on like bringing more light in, better form factors in, making it a smaller and more visually appealing package. So we have R&D activities on all 3 fronts, where we do visual design, technology design, and convergence.
And that is happening
it happens in India, like largely our company's presence is only in India, but we have to rely on a supplier network that's across the world to provide us some of the components, some of the technologies that are required.
So before I conclude, a quick one to I think we mentioned about the role of Dolby basically helping to get those experiences out to the end consumer, right? And we have seen this lot of this innovation happening on the hardware design side of things. Any particular thing you are picking up from Dolby's side of things, from the R&D perspective, was like up the value chain, and then you will see that that's going to change things in a lot of ways. We talk about AI in a variety of ways, and anything on top of it you guys are doing.
I think it just took me back for a moment in 2020 when I got interviewed at Dolby. So I was a creator before I joined Dolby, and for the first time when I heard my songs in PBR in Bombay, and my boss at Dolby, I said, "Oh, this is fantastic. How can I take it to consumers?" And now I'm here taking it to consumers. So it's just that flashback, and when I walked into this venue in the morning, I had the entire Dolby team line up, car, and they said, "Sir, let's listen to this experience," and it blows you. Okay, so I think what we're doing in the living room, cinema, mobile, the same thing is going to blow you on cars very soon. And I think our team is here. Couple of things you must do is what Sandeep and Varun have done on this Govo Soundbar on the ground floor. Please experience them, and then you stop asking questions about innovation. Because in my head, innovation is something which does not have a benchmark. And trust me, this product does not have a benchmark. It is an innovation.
innovation here is experience, right?
So this innovation is on multiple counts. I think I'll take an entire day if I have to explain the journey that went through with Sandeep and Singh sir when we first interacted with. Innovation is on design, innovation is on price point, innovation is on the wattage output, innovation is on the tuning. So several counts. If we have to deep dive, the amount of work that goes into bringing it to the end consumer is not easy, is all I would say.
I think we are time. Thank you so much for your answers, and I think it was really a great day. So all the best to all of you in being this. Thank you so much, guys.
And thank you for being so patient. If you have any questions, we are around.
I have a question. I think today's show is all about Dolby plus Govo plus channel play. So when it comes to Govo and the product that we are launching today, I would like to understand what sort of channel play that channel play is going to bring into the whole drama. How it would be helping Govo to help improve the bottom line.
So Channel Play is a B2B manufacturing company. It works to our customers' specifications and requirements. I think our customers, like Govo, is the first partner we are launching with, and they've also been one of the most demanding customers that we've had. They have helped push innovation. You know, if it was not for them to ask for the things that they ask for, and I think that when you go to a brand like Govo, you know, brands have to communicate personality, right? I think Govo communicates two things. One, it communicates the millennial sense, like enjoying music, enjoying entertainment, but it also communicates high quality and reliability. So there is a lot of work that we had to do to deliver that aspect, that not only should the product deliver great experience when customers first buy it, but it should also be a product that lasts them a long time. So it is truly a partnership in which they ask what they need, they help us get some of the things, and we push our boundaries to deliver.
Second question to Govo. The government of India started with a PLI scheme to encourage electronics manufacturing in the country. So when it comes to electronics manufacturing and the PLI 2.0, there has been a rollout of around 1 to 4% of incentives to electronics manufacturers on net sales. So how much is up for graph for Govo, and how is it leveraging the PLI 2.0 rolled out by the government of India?
So, Government of India has taken extremely bold steps in promoting the Make in India theme, and we see it a significant driver of success in the future as well. What the PLI scheme does is that when it brings the cost down, it helps us pass on that cost benefit to the customers. Bottom line, like you mentioned, is a function that we are not running after. What we are running after is creating that experience for the customer. We are looking to get the trust of the customer, make him experience the products, even from a low range product, like an entry product of 4,000 rupees, up to a 50,000 rupees product powered by the Dolby Atmos. So our endeavor currently is to provide that value for money to the customers, which the PLI schemes of the government help us drive up the affordability and bring these to the customer.
When it comes to your collaboration with Dolby, this collaboration would go across your total portfolio, how long it would go, or is it only limited to a set of products in your product basket?
So, the two gentlemen sitting on my right and left are not our vendors, they are our partners. They are partners in our growth story in creating the sound experience for our Indian customers. And as we see that the customers are looking for more premium products, that's where the capability of Dolby really comes in creating that real life experience for them. And we see that we will be working, this is just the start of our journey, and we have a long way to go and to create products not only for India, but we are also looking to create products for the world.
सर हिंदी में पिक्चर अभी बाकी है, ये ट्रेलर है।
सर ये बताइए, आप तीनों टिकरी इतने बड़े जुड़े हैं, क्या बड़ा बदलाव म्यूजिक इंडस्ट्री में क्या देखा है, क्या?
सर आप एक बार नीचे चल के एक्सपीरियंस कीजिए, फिर हम आपको जवाब देंगे तीनों।
एक बार बोलिए फिर जाके देखो।
So, सर अभी लोगों ने ये रियलाइज नहीं किया है, making the first Dolby Atmos product in India is like the iPhone moment for India, but in sound devices. Just like a few years back, iPhone, the most sophisticated technology in the world, was produced in India. Similarly, now we have the most sophisticated advanced technology in sound being produced in India. And we are very proud that we have been able to work with Channel Play and the Dolby team to bring this to our Indian customers. And even more proud moment for us is that Govo, being just a 2-year-old brand, has been able to do this in India for the first time, much before the legacy brands. So, like what Sir said, picture abhi baki hai, and
Thank you, I think that was a great response. We are at time, and we should like if we have time for any more questions, but we'll keep the floor for any discussion. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, okay.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, for sharing all your insights here with us and sharing your expertise. Well, I can conclude this panel discussion in a way where I will say that with Govo, Channel Play and Dolby Atmos all coming together, we will hit the Indian market in such a way that everybody will be left smitten. And not just the Indian market, sir, as you said, we're ready to take over the world. So thank you so much. Can we please have a huge round of applause for all our experts on the panel and our moderator for helping us with this discussion. And yes, I would now really request all of you to be ready for something really special. Well, after this discussion, although we are well aware of what industry holds as of now and how we plan to go into the next phase of evolution with sound products and sound enhancement. Yes, they say that no play and only work makes Jack a dull boy, and that is surely not the plan we have in mind for all of you. And when we say immersive experience, we want you to sit right where you are and immerse yourself in the magic of sound such that you experience it for real. So that is our plan for now, and for the same, I would really request all of you to turn around your chairs and face the stage where magic is now about to take over